ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय
देवकीनन्दनाय च
देवकीनन्दनाय च
नन्दगोपकुमाराय
नन्दगोपकुमाराय
गोविन्दाय नमो नमः
गोविन्दाय
नमो
नमो
पङ्कजनाभाय
नमः पङ्कजनाभाय
नमो पङ्कजमालिने
नमः पङ्कजमालिने
नमो पङ्कजनेत्राय
नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय
नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्ग्रे
नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्ग्रे
वसुदेवं
वसुदेव सहदेवं
कंसचानूरमर्जनं
कंसचानूरमर्दनं
देवकी परमानन्दं
देवकी परमानन्दं
कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु
कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं
Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 12, verse number 17. तस्मान्नाम्न विष्णुरथा तस्मान्नाम्न विष्णुरथा लोके भविष्यति संदेहो महाभागा संदेहो महाभागा महाभागवतो महाभागवतो तस्मान्नाम्न विष्णुरथा लोके भविष्यति न संदेहो महाभागा महाभागवतो
Which one is 17? I'll put it in the NSK Prabhupada. Prabhupada Anugas.
1.12.17.
Oh, you put the whole thing. True, here it is. You can take this.
तस्मान्नाम्ना विष्णुराता
तस्मान्नाम्ना विष्णुराता
लोके भविष्यति
इति लोके भविष्यति
न संदेहो महाभाग
न संदेहो महाभाग
महाभागवतो महान्
महाभागवतो महान् तस्मान्नाम्ना विष्णुरता इति लोके भविष्यति न संदेहो महाभागा महाभागवतो महान् तस्मान्नाम्ना विष्णुरता इति लोके भविष्यति
न संदेहो महाभागा
न संदेहो महाभागा
महाभागवतो महान्
महाभागवतो महान्
तस्मान्नाम्ना विष्णुरात्
तस्मान्नाम्ना विष्णुरात्
इति लोके भविष्यति
इति लोके भविष्यति
न संदेहो महाभागा
न संदेहो महाभागा
महाभागवतो महान्
महाभागवतो महान् तस्मान्नाम्ना विष्णुरता
इति लोके भविष्यति
इति लोके भविष्यति न संदेहो महाभागा महाभागवतो महान् तस्मान्नाम्ना विष्णुरता
इति लोके भविष्यति
इति लोके भविष्यति
न संदेहो महाभागा
न संदेहो महाभागा
महाभागवतो महान्
महाभागवतो महान् तस्मान्नाम्ना विष्णुरता इति लोके भविष्यति न संदेहो महाभागा
भविष्यति
न संदेहो महाभाग
नास्तेहो महाभागा
महाभागवतो महान्
महाभागवतो महान्
तस्मान्नाम्ना विष्णुराता
तस्मान्नाम्ना विष्णुराता
इति लोके भविष्यति
इति लोके भविष्यति
न संदेहो महाभागा
न संदेहो महाभागा
महाभागवतो महान्
महाभागवतो महान्
तस्मान्नाम्ना विष्णुराता
तस्मान्नाम्ना विष्णुराता
इति लोके भविष्यति
इति लोके भविष्यति
न संदेहो महाभागा
न संदेहो महाभागा
महाभागवतो महान्
महाभागवतो महान्
तस्मान्नाम्ना विष्णुराता
तस्मान्नाम्ना विष्णुराता
इति लोके भविष्यति
इति लोके भविष्यति
न संदेहो महाभागा
न संदेहो महाभागा
महाभागवतो महान्
महाभागवतो महान्
तस्मान्नाम्ना विष्णुराता
तस्मान्नाम्ना विष्णुराता
इति लोके भविष्यति
इति लोके भविष्यति
न संदेहो महाभागा
न संदेहो महाभागा
महाभागवतो महान्
महाभागवतो महान्
Tasmat. What word? Tasmat.
तस्मात्
Therefore,
therefore
Namna.
namna
By the name
by the name
Vishnuratha.
Vishnuratah
Protected by the Vishnu.
protected by Vishnu
The personality of Godhead.
the personality of Godhead
Iti.
iti
Thus.
thus
Loke.
loke
In all the planets.
in all the planets
Bhavishyati.
bhavishyati
Shall become well known.
shall become well known
Na.
now
No.
no
Sandeha.
sandeha
Doubts.
doubts
Mahabhaga.
mahabhaga
Most fortunate.
most fortunate
Mahabhagavataha.
mahabhagavatah
The first class devotee of the Lord.
the first class devotee of the Lord
Mahan.
mahan
Qualified by all good qualities.
qualified by all good qualities
Translation about given by Bhaktivedanta Mishra Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
For this reason, this child will be known in the world as one who is protected by the personality of Godhead. The most fortunate one. There is no doubt that this child will become a first-class devotee and will be qualified with all good qualities. Purport. The Lord gives protection to all living beings because He is the supreme leader. The Vedic hymns confirm that Lord is the supreme person amongst all personalities. The difference between two living beings is that the one, the personality of God, provides for all other living beings, and by knowing Him, one can achieve eternal peace. Kathopisans. Such protection is given by His different potencies to different grades of living beings. But as far as His unalloyed devotees are concerned, He gives the protection personally. Therefore, Maharaj Parikshit is protected from the very beginning of his appearance in the womb of his mother. And because he is especially given protection by the Lord, the indication must be concluded that the child would be the first great devotee of the Lord with all good qualities. There are three grades of devotees, namely Mahabhagavata, Madhyama, and Adhikari, and Kanishta Adhikari. Those who go to the temples of the Lord and offer worshipful respect to the deity without sufficient knowledge in the theological science and therefore without any respect for the devotees of the Lord are called materialistic devotees or Kanishtarikari. The third grade devotees. Secondly, the devotees who have developed a mentality of genuine service to the Lord and who thus make friendships only with similar devotees, show favor to the neophytes and avoid the atheists are called as second grade devotees. But those who see everything in the Lord or everything of the Lord and also see in everything an eternal relations of the Lord, so that there is nothing within the purview of sight except the Lord are called the Mahabhagavatas or the first grade devotees of the Lord. Such first grade devotees of the Lord are perfect in all respects. A devotee who may be in any of these categories is automatically qualified by all good qualities, and thus a Mahabhagavata devotee is like Maharaj Parikshit is certainly perfect in all respects. And because Maharaj Parikshit took his birth in the family of Maharaj Yudhishthira, is addressed here as the Mahabhagavata or the greatest of the fortunates. The family in which a Mahabhagavata takes his birth is fortunate because due to the birth of a first great devotee, the members of the family, past, present and future, up to 100 generations, become liberated by the grace of the Lord out of respect of his beloved devotees. Therefore, the highest benefit is done to one's family simply by becoming an unalloyed devotees of the Lord. Om Gnanatirandasya Gnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Rohistam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Saparantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Rapalakalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsa Shri Rupam Sagradatam Sagana Raghunathantam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Paridana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Lalita Shri Vishakam Sam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Krishnamsate Pranamami Hare Vancha Karuna Sindhu Devata Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare. So before starting, I would like to seek the blessings of all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. So there's a student in front of all the Vaishnavas and teachers, just like how in the classroom a student gives his presentation before the teachers. So like that I just gave the presentation to purify myself. Right. So here in this chapter birth of Emperor Parikshit, when Yudhishthira Maharaj, when Parikshit Maharaj takes his birth in a great family in the Pandavas. So Yudhishthira Maharaj invited all the Brahmanas. So there is a system when the soul is born, the parents will invite all the the great saintly persons and the Brahmanas, so that they can see the bhavishya or the astrology of the child, whether he's spiritually, whether he'll have a spiritual life or a material life, and how is his spiritual life. So in that system, then Yudhishthira Maharaj invited all the Brahmanas. He generously gave all the gold, jewels, cows, etc. He gave to Brahmanas, so that Brahmanas should get pleased. So when Brahmanas recited this sloka, saying that this particular devotee is a first class devotee, and so this particular devotee has all the qualities of a great devotee of Mahabhagavata. So Mahabhagavata here refers to Bhagavata means a devotee, Maha means great. So it's a great devotee. So why is called here it is also mentioned that another name of Parikshit Maharaj is Vishnu Radha. Vishnu Radha means he is protected by Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So when he was in the womb of Uttara, when Asatama when Asatama left this Brahmastra, so Uttara was offering praise intensely to the Supreme Personality of God, Pahiman, the verse comes. So the Supreme Personality of God immediately enters into the womb of Uttara in a small size of a thumb. So in the womb itself, the great Personality of God, Parikshit Maharaj, saw the divine vision of the Supreme Personality of God. So the Parikshit Maharaj is so why it is called, he is called Vishnu means because he is protected by Vishnu. That is why after coming from the when he comes out from the Uttara's womb, he was examining each and everyone who is where is that Supreme Personality, where is so he is having pariksha. So he is examining everyone. That is why he is called Parikshit Maharaj. So here in this verse, so the Brahmana is saying that there is no doubt. So nobody can nobody should not have any doubt. He is going to become a first-class devotee. He is going to become Mahabhagavata. So Parikshit Maharaj has all the qualities. Even we can see in Bhagavatam also so many verses. The great devotees of the Lord, they are called Lord. They are addressed as Lord. Like Shiva is addressed as Lord and Brahma is addressed as Lord because they have most of the qualities of the Supreme Personality of God. So even the devotees, the exalted devotees like Parikshit Maharaj and Yudhishthira Maharaj, all these devotees, they have that qualities of the Lord. That is why they are called Bhagavata, the devotee, the Mahabhagavata. So Prabhupada also, relating to this, Prabhupada is explaining about the three grades of the devotees, the three classes of devotees. The Kanishtadhikari, the Madhyadhikari and the Uttamadhikari. So, Krishna Prabhupada says in the purport that he gives protection to all the living beings. So that they have to understand very carefully that he is giving protection to all the living beings. But he gives special protection or he gives personal protection to the exalted devotees like Parikshit Maharaj. Because Parikshit Maharaj has taken a birth in the family of Yudhishthira Maharaj. That is why even Yudhishthira Maharaj. So even Yudhishthira Maharaj, actually the protocol of this the hierarchy is Yudhishthira Maharaj's son, the first son has to take the throne. But Yudhishthira Maharaj personally declared Parikshit Maharaj to take the throne because Parikshit Maharaj had that qualities of a Mahabhagavata qualities. So here Krishna is telling that he is giving protection to all the living beings, but he gives special protection to the great devotees. So we can see the story in Puranas that one sloka it reminds me from the Bhagavad Gita 9:22 that Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Yajana Paripalatu Nishabi Nityabhikama Yogakshemam Bhavami. So there was one Brahmana who is called Arjuna Acharya. So Arjuna Acharya, when he was giving commentary on Bhagavad Gita, he saw this verse Vahami. So Vahami means Krishna gives personal care and personal attention to the devotees. Devotees means exalted devotees like Mahabhagavatas. So when he saw that, he was not convinced with that. So he just underlined that word Vahami, and he wrote Kahami. So that Vahami means Krishna gives personal protection. So when Arjunacharya went to the market for begging alms, meantime two beautiful young boys came to the house of Brahmana, Arjunacharya's wife. And Brahmapatni was there, and Brahmapatni heard a knock on the door, and he opened the door. He saw the two beautiful young boys, so charismatic and so divine, so tejas it was. Their lotus face was. One was black and another was white. So he asked them, "What do you want? What is the purpose you have to come here?" So the two boys told, "Your husband Arjunacharya gave this prasadam and bhoga. And please receive this. We have to go hurry. We cannot stay here because that cruel person Arjunacharya will come here." So immediately when Brahmanapati heard this, "My husband is cruel. What do you mean?" "Yes, see on my back. She has scratched everywhere and he hit us everywhere and he punished us heavily." So then they went off. So after some time, Arjunacharya came to the house and Brahmana Patni was having his prasadam, having a prasadam. So that time Arjunacharya came, "How come you are having prasadam and all these bhogas? How did he? So he was surprising to see all these things. When he saw that, So Brahmana's Patni told, see, you sent your disciples, and before that Brahmana Patni asked those two boys that where my husband doesn't have any disciples at all. But you say you have disciples of my husband. No, he only sent all these things. So then Brahmana Arjunacharya came and asked his wife, what is happening here? I'm surprised to see all this bhoga. Just now I went to the market, I bought all this bhoga and all. How come you are having prasada? But Brahmana Pandit thought, no, there was a system there. During that time, the Matajis used to have prasadam only after serving to their husbands. So that was the system they were following. But nowadays, I don't think it is it is not in practice, I think. So because there are so many reasons for this in this Kali Yuga. So Brahmana Pandit told, you have sent two boys with prasadam and all. No, I have not sent. What's happening? I don't understand. Then he went and opened the book, the Bhagavad Gita book. Then he saw that he has underlined that word Vahami. It was not there. So then he understood Krishna Balaram has come there. So then, so he was so amazing. He was so much satisfied because he was not having the conviction, but his wife had that conviction. His wife had that faith. So Krishna Balaram has given the vision to those two, to the Brahmana Patni. And Krishna, so then he understood, realized that Krishna gives definitely the protection to the unalloyed devotees. Then he came to know that. So then he understood that. Then he realized, so definitely Krishna will give. And so, but provided we have to do Ananyas Chitta Intoma, we should go on without any break, without any interval. We should go on rendering devotional service to God. Manmana Bhava Madbhakta Madhyadi Mam Namaskaro. So then Krishna definitely gives the protection. So in this way, the Vishnu Radha, the Parishit Maharaj was given all protection, and the Brahmanas were saying there is no doubt that Parishit Maharaj will become a great Mahabhagavata. So because the Parishit Maharaj is a center figure in Srimad Bhagavatam, he is a center figure. Because of this, I think the Bhagavatam has decided. So Krishna has made Parishit Maharaj as a tool to recite this Bhagavatam. So the whole Bhagavatam and the whole scriptures and literatures starts with question and answers always. So this is the protocol of always. So questioning and giving answers. So that is why in our society also we have this system of asking questions and giving answers. So this is the way of conversing the devotees, because Krishna says in Gita, Machitta Madhura Prana Bodayantaha Parasparaha. Bodayantaha Parasparaha. So when devotees meet together, they don't discuss about the material activities, they don't discuss about the prajalpa. So they don't discuss about anything which is worldly minded, worldly related to activities. So Krishna, the Mahabhagavata always discuss about the pastimes of the Lord. They discuss only about the pastimes of the Lord. Because only then the Krishna will be available there. Krishna resides there, the place. Krishna says in Bhagavatam also, I don't reside in Vaikuntha. I reside in the hearts of the devotees, where my pastimes are glorified, where my names are glorified, where the holy names are chanted. So here, so you know the Prabhupada also, when Prabhupada appeared in this planet, his father Gaur Mohan immediately called the astrologer and inquired about the future of the Prabhupada. So the Brahmana said, the astrologer said about Prabhupada is going to cross the overseas at the age of 70 years and he is going to construct 108 temples. Immediately Gaur Mohan was become very jubilant and all other relatives of the Prabhupada become very jubilant. So they were very happy. So because this is very rare, very seldomly we get the special souls like Prabhupada. We are very fortunate to have in this society. We are very fortunate, most fortunate, because of this the compassion of our Vaishnavas. So then when these things, the message given by the Brahmanas and Gaur Mohan and other relatives and other Brahmanas become very jubilant. So it is a very joy, that Vaishnava has come to deliver the conditioned souls. So there was no Vaishnava, as our Guru Maharaj has sung that beautiful song. In that Guru Maharaj says that without Prabhupada we were not able to chant the holy names of the Lord. Without Prabhupada we were not worshipping the Gaurita, Shri Gaurita Ki Jai. So without Prabhupada nothing was happening. Nothing was happening. So because of Prabhupada the whole world is chanting the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. So Prabhupada is such a special soul. Prabhupada is such a, I can say, Nitya Siddha, because he has delivered so many conditioned souls. He has gone down to the level of so the lower grade. So the Naradamas, you can say Naradamas. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that Naradamas, the lowest of all mankind. So he went to one place in America where the people were not having even dresses, they were naked. In such a level, Prabhupada has become, he has come down from Uttamadhikari level to Madhyamadhikari level. And he spread the message. He gave the holy names to them. And he made them the great sannyasis. And those sannyasis are delivering the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this Kali Yuga. So when so we can understand that Krishna gives special protection to the all living entities. So even Prabhupada says in the purport that from a tiny ant to elephant, Krishna gives protection. So but Mahabhagavatas receives the special recipient of protection from the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Without loosening it, they keep doing this. That is why it gets spoiled.
That's the question of this time. You can use
This time it will become loose again because
So,
they don't loosen it.
Parishit Maharaj was questioning beautiful and amazing questions to Sukadeva Goswami. But this question was raised by Saunaka Muni, headed by the sages, headed by Sutta Goswami. So they were very eager and inquisitive to inquire about the birth of Parishit Maharaj. So, and even Parishit Maharaj was questioning so many amazing questions which is beneficial to the society of humankind. So the examples like Brahma Vimohana Leela, and the intelligent question he asked, why Krishna should kill his maternal uncle Kamsa. Like this, so many questions were raised by Parishit Maharaj, and Sukadeva Goswami was so happy and he was so much satisfied with these questions. How amazingly, how intelligently he is asking the questions in this conversation. So, and Parishit Maharaj was addressing Sukadeva Goswami as O Brahmana, and Sukadeva Goswami was addressing Parishit as O King. And King Parishit was very inquisitive and he was very alert. And Parishit Maharaj told, so, O Brahmana, O Sukamani, please don't miss anything, any sort of a message, please. So Parishit Maharaj was having so many sleepless nights. He was not having food from all the 7 days. So he was asking brilliant questions to Sukadeva Goswami, which is very, very essential, and we have to take those questions very seriously in our practical life, and we should apply in this practical life. Like questions like how many years Krishna was living in this material world as a human, and all those questions was raised by Parishit Maharaj. It was all beneficial to all people. So the exchange between Sukadeva Goswami and Parishit Maharaj was very brilliant. It was so enchanting and it was so enlightening. So here Prabhupada also distinguished between the 3 grades of devotees. The Kanishthadikari level, he respects only the deities of the Lord, and he never respects the devotees who visits the temple or who serves the deities of the Lord. He is called Kanishthadikari, and he will not have any theological or science or philosophical understanding in the literature. But Madhyamadhikari devotee, the second class devotee who always distinguishes between a devotee and the Lord, and who always distinguishes and who always delivers the neophytes, and he is always have associated with the similar devotees, but he always avoids the atheists, the class of their followers who doesn't believe God, but believe in God. And the Madhyamadhikari and the Uttamadhikari is the first class devotee. He always sees everybody. He always sees. His view is like this: he sees souls. He sees Lord in every aspect, in everything. Even in the Lord, he sees everything in the Lord, and he sees the of the Lord, and he sees everything in relation to the Lord. That is the most beautiful characteristics of a first class devotee. And he said once Prabhupada was having a morning walk with Aniruddha. So Prabhupada they were passing on park. So in that park, as soon as Aniruddha saw that park, he questioned Srila Prabhupada. Who is as the devotee, he was asking Prabhupada, Prabhupada, devotee sees in this tree Krishna, devotee sees in this leaf Krishna, devotee sees in this tree bark Krishna. Then Prabhupada said, what is this? Yeah, he showed. Pranidhana says these are shoes, and he showed this chadar, and Prabhupada asked Aniruddha, what is this? This is chadar. And he goes on asking, what is this? Prabhupada asking, this is spectacles. See, Krishna is everywhere. We cannot see a single place, a single moment, or a single thing where Krishna is absent. You can see Krishna everywhere. Krishna is pure. You can see, but the thing is, the purpose, the thing is, you should be very intelligent to see the Krishna in relation to see the things in relation to God. So that is why Prabhupada was giving so many lectures because regarding this three class of devotees. And in Bhagavatam also you can see so many characters that Krishna is giving the protection to these exalted devotees like Gajendra, Prahalad, and Vrajavasis especially, and Ambrish Maharaj. So you can see from these characteristics how Krishna was protecting them. Even in Chaitanya Charitamrita, even in the Prahalad Lila, in Narsimha Lila also, when Lord Narsimha asked Prahalad Maharaj, what benediction you want? Prahalad Maharaj says, I don't want any benediction, but my father Hiranyakashipu, the bona fide demon, please protect him. And Lord Narsimha says, since you are a great devotee, the 14 generations before, after, and future, all your 14 generations will get liberated because of you becoming a devotee. So to become a devotee is a very great fortune. So if one becomes a devotee at a home, in one house, all other all other remaining members, family members, they will become definitely devotees. Only thing we have to act very intelligently. Only thing we have to act, we have to preach them very intelligently. Like in, as you can see in Rama, and Leela, when Ravana came to Vibhishan's palace, Vibhishan's room. So Vibhishan saw, Ravana saw, everywhere it is written Rama, 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 Rama. So Ravana saw this. What is this? What do you mean? You have written my enemy's name. How dare? He asked Vibhishan. So Vibhishan told, my dear brother, don't be hurried up. Please act intelligently. Ram means Ravana, Ma means Mandodari. That is why I have done Rama, 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 Rama. So then Ravana got, he was very much amazed. He was very happy to hear this. So Ravana ordered Ravana called all his servants to write everywhere in his palace by chanting the holy names of Rama, 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 Rama. So that is how we should act very, very intelligently when preaching. Also in our modern world also we should be very, very intelligent. We should not force them, we should not give them pressure, or we should not make them hurt, because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita in 17th chapter, the words should be very humble, it should have very great humility, so that the person should feel that, oh, he is a very interesting personality, I should have association with them. So immediately we should not tell them, chant 16 rounds, fast Ekadashi, read Bhagavatam, read Bhagavad Gita. No. So should be very, very, Prabhupada says you should be like a doctor. So when the patient comes, the doctor immediately doesn't give any prescription. Immediately he interrogates with him, he has an interaction with him, and he asks what is the problem. So then after knowing the disease only, he gives the treatment. So that's why, so we should be like a lawyer and we should be like a doctor. So we should distinguish between the personalities, because they are potential devotees. Because we were also like karmi only, we were also like karmis. So because of the compassion towards us by the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, we have become the sadhakas. And we have not become devotees, we have sadhakas. So Krishna says, one who claims that I am a devotee is not a devotee. One who claims that I am servant of servant of servant of servant, dasanu dasanu dasa. So we should keep up that servitorship. So the three grades of devotees, Kanishtadikari, Madhyamadikari, and Uttamadikari level. So these three devotees, we should distinguish between them, and then we should act accordingly. So that's why even Chaitanya Leela, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, is called Mahaprakasha Lila. So I would like to recite some verses in that. So I would like to recite some sections in that Mahaprakasha Lila. When in Srinivas Thakur house, when Mahaprabhu called all the devotees, he asked all the devotees to bathe him, to feed him food and all. So in that moment, when Mahaprabhu came after bathing, as soon as he came to this Sankirtan hall, he saw Gangadas. And when Gangadas, he said, looking at Gangadas, he said, "Hey Gangadas, one night, you remember that one night a Muslim gang, Muslim bad elements were chasing you, your wife and sister, and that time you were trying to escape, you were in more anxiety. That time you came to the God, and there was no boatman and there was no boat also that time. So when that time one boatman has come and rescued you, so that boatman is me, said Mahaprabhu. You remember Gangadas?" And Gangadas said, "Yes, Mahaprabhu, I remember. The same way, when in another section also Mahaprabhu, looking at Srinivas Thakur, he said, Srinivas Thakur, you were put up in the school of Devananda Pandit. In Devananda Pandit, you recited one sloka of Bhagavatam and you became more ecstatic. And you started dancing and it was romancha in your body. And that time, they thought you have become mentally retarded and they threw out of this class. You remember that? Yes, they also punished me also. They also hurt me also. And that time, again you came to the senses and you recited the Bhagavatam sloka. That time I entered into your heart. That's how you recited this Bhagavatam sloka, this Bhagavatam verse. So that's how the Vishnu Radha, that's how the personalities like the Parishit Maharaj and other devotees like Amrish Maharaj and Prahalad Maharaj, all were protected by the Vishnu. So similarly, he was looking at Haridas Thakur, and Haridas Thakur, Haridas Thakur, you remember, you were bitten and you were wet and you were literally whipped by the Muslims, by the bad elements, market to market, around 21 marketplaces you were whipped. So at that time you were still alive and you were still very chanting the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. So where are those marks at the back of your body? Where are those marks? And Mahaprabhu showed his back. All those marks were received by Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So one who chants the holy names of the Lord very seriously, very intensely, definitely Mahaprabhu rescues at your dangerous time. At any time Mahaprabhu is ready to save you, ready to protect you, ready to do all sorts of things for you. If you chant the holy names of the Lord without offenses, with attention. And so that is the power of the holy name. That is the power of the association of devotees. So like this you can see so many examples how Lord Krishna protects his exalted devotees like Mahabhagavatas. So similarly you can see in Bhagavatam 11th canto when Maharaj Nimi meets his Navayogendras, the sons of Rishabhadev. So when Rishabhadev, when he met them, he was humbly questioning these Navayogendras in the 11th canto. You can see if you happen to read 46th, 47th and 48th sloka, he was stressing more on this three class of devotees, Kanishadhikari, Madhyamadhikari and the first class devotee, Uttamadhikari. So those three were, they were humbly, Nimi Maharaj was questioning them. So we can see how a great Maharaj, the king, can humbly receive the sages and humbly serve the sages. It is in 434 Gita, Krishna says, Tadviri pranipatena pariprashneya sevaya upadekshati te gnanam jnaninam tattva darshanaha. So we should question them humbly, we should serve them with great humility. So when Nimi was asking these questions, and the king, the sage Havai and another sage was giving them answers, saying that the Kanishadhikari always respects the deities, but he never respects the devotees. But respecting the devotee is equal to respecting Krishna. Krishna says in so many sections in the Bhagavatam that I am Bhakta Paradina. He says, I am under the control of devotees. When Ambrish Maharaj was offended by Durvasamani, and Durvasamani went all the 3 planets, but nobody rescued. Even Vishnu says, I can't help it because my Sudarshan Chakra, once I leave my Sudarshan Chakra from my lotus hand, it will never come back unless otherwise the offender goes and takes excuse of my devotee, my Vaishnava. So then ultimately he went to the Vaishnava, Ambrish Maharaj, and then begs pardon. So in such a way, Krishna gives so much respect to his devotees and respect to his Vaishnavas. So that is why we should respect the Vaishnavas. Even an ordinary person also we should respect. Our Guru Maharaj used to say once, even the countries of non-devotees or potential devotees, they should also respect. Otherwise, how we can transform their heart? We cannot transform their heart. Because once I heard from Vaishnava that there was a drunkard in US, in one of the cities in US. He was drunkard and he always drinks the full day, and he because of his unconsciousness he fell down in the gutters, and he lives in the gutters also. Once he came to our temple and he saw the devotees were chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Kirtan. He heard that and he was so pleasing and he was so happy. And as soon as the devotees saw them, they were chasing them out. You please, unclean fellow, dirty fellow, don't come to our temple. Please quit the place. Then he was totally upset, and from far he was hearing the Kirtan. From far he was hearing the Bhagavatam, that he was doing Shravanam. So every day he was coming, but he was at far, but devotees were chasing him out. One fine day, Prabhupada came to the temple, and the same day he also came, and the devotees were chasing him, and he wants to have the darshan of Srila Prabhupada. And when he wants to have a darshan of Prabhupada, but devotees were chasing him because he was unclean, he was not cultured, he was not civilized. So when the Prabhupada saw him, please bring him here, he said. And the devotees were saying, Prabhupada, he is unclean, and the deities are there. How can we bring him inside the temple? It will become so inauspicious. Prabhupada said, please bring him, Prabhupada said. Immediately devotees brought him inside. And Prabhupada sent the 2 devotees, please take him and make him bathe and bring him in a Vaishnava dress. And the 2 devotees went there and they brought him in a Vaishnava dress code. So then immediately he started dancing with the devotees. So that is the greatest quality of a Mahabhagavata, and that is Prabhupada used to come down from Uttamadhikari level to Madhyamadhikari level to preach. So because Madhyamadhikari level always keep on preaching, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Yare deho tare kaho Krishna karubade. So Krishna Upadesh. So everywhere, wherever you go to forest or you go to house, please deliver the message of God. So that is the message of God. And everyone should become a guru. Krishna says, Amara Agna. So everyone should become a guru and everyone should become qualified. So that is why we should read literatures, we should read scriptures, we should hear from Bhagavatas, we should serve Vaishnavas, we should serve Mahabhagavatas like Srila Prabhupada and disciples of Prabhupada. Then only we can follow the footsteps of Madhyamadhikari. So we cannot become a Uttamadhikari level, but we can become a Madhyamadhikari level from Kanishkadhikari level. So Prabhupada also says in this purport that we are also one of these 3 classes. So from Kanishkadhikari level, we should rise to the platform of Madhyamadhikari level by having good association. But one should have the association. So we should not disrespect the Kanishkadhikari also. So we should try to bring them, because in Letter of Instructions, Upadeshamrita, Prabhupada quotes this. Once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu every year used to go to one village called Kolina Gram. So when he used to go to Kolina Gram, there was a devotee called Satyaraj Khan. So that time, devotees always used to question Mahaprabhu, who is the best devotee? Who is the best devotee? And Mahaprabhu says in the first year, when he visited that Corina Gram, Mahaprabhu says, one who chants the holy names of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram. He is a devotee, he is a devotee. And when he visited second year, the same question asked by the village, the devotees of the village. And Mahaprabhu says, one who chants the holy name of the Lord with faith, the one who chants the holy name of the Lord, he is a nice devotee, he is a first class devotee. And we should understand what is this with faith. With faith, we should chant the holy name of the Lord. Means we should have that conviction that there is no difference between Krishna and his names. There is no difference. Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Nitya Suddho Suddha Mukto Abhinnatvam Nama Namine. So Krishna says, it is said in this verse that there is no difference between Krishna and his names. You can also see in Ramayana when Rama left that when Rama used the stone without writing his name, it has started sinking. But when he asked Sita Devi, how come how come I left the stone but it is sinking? But others, Ravana, my enemy, he didn't say enemy. How come Ravana left the stone but it was floating on the ocean? Then the Sita was told, because you have not written your name, that means we can have to understand that holy names are more powerful than the supreme personality of God. So that is why you should chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Only when one takes up the shelter of holy names of the Lord, then one will realize the potency of the holy names. The potency of the holy names is such powerful. Even a Chandala can become a Brahmana. Even a Chandala can become a Vaishnava. There is no such caste, creed, no discrimination at all for chanting the holy names of the Lord. The chanting of the holy names of the Lord is Yuga Dharma. That is the only thing which can deliver the conditioned souls. That is why we should take up the Krishna consciousness very, very seriously. And we should start preaching to each and everyone accordingly to their levels. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Till time is up. Hare Krishna, thank you very much for bearing me. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Gandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki, Hidaya Siddhana Gaur Premanande.
Do any questions?
Any questions, any comments, any additions? You can ask.
Prabhu, it said that 14 generation up and down the devotees get given.
Yeah.
But in the purport, Prabhupada is saying 100 generations.
Yeah, Prabhupada, exactly. So Prabhupada says in this, there is some contradiction is there. But Prabhupada says after having the Mahabhagavata, Parikshit Maharaj took birth, he says the Mahabhagavata can deliver 100 generations also. Even he can deliver 100 generations also.
Devotees,
Present, past, future, great devotees of the Lord.
Bhagavatas can deliver 100 generations.
100 generations. Mahabhagavata can deliver 100 generations.
14 generations.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
You mentioned 14 generations. Prahlad Maharaj is a Uttama Adhikari.
Yeah.
So, Bhagavad. So, at least 21 generations. No, 21 generations. So, Uttama Adhikari, they say 21 generations. How only 14? For Prahlad Maharaj.
So in this purport, I think Prahlad said 100 generations. Even the Mahabhagavata can deliver 100 generations. But in the 7th canto, Prahlad says in purport that 14 generations. I also, some Mataris can answer this.
No, I mean minimum must be 21.
Minimum.
He can do anything.
But in purport is Prabhupada is mentioned 100 generations.
Yeah.
So what is that? Veda. It's possible. So if Mahabhagavata thinks it is possible, as Mataji says, he can deliver any number of souls. Because Mahabhagavata has a quality of Lord's qualities. So that's...
Madhyama Adhikari is 14 generation.
No,
not like that. No. Madhyamadhikari...
Uttamadhikari...
So Uttamadhikari is like a spiritual master.
21 generations.
Uttamadhikari is like a spiritual master. He can deliver any number of souls. Because Chekudan Direye Janme Janme Prabhu said, unless or otherwise the disciple of the spiritual master goes to the kingdom of Godhead, the spiritual master keeps taking birth in order to deliver that conditioned souls. This was questioned by our Guru Maharaj to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada answered this. So that is why we should not offend our spiritual masters, and we should carry out the instructions of spiritual masters very, very intensely, very seriously. We have to take up this.
21 generations is for Uttama.
Yes, Mataji. Yes,
In ordinary devotee, he can deliver 3 generations.
generation. Ordinary devotee, you mean to say Madhyamadhikari level also? Yeah, second class devotee.
Yeah. And pure devotee, 7 generations.
7 generations.
Minimum.
Minimum.
Then very, very
Exalted.
Very exalted, maybe 100 generations.
100 generations.
See, I think also we should understand what is deliver.
Yeah.
People think deliver means free pass, you go. I don't think it is like that. Deliver just means you get a chance. I think that is what is meant.
Oh.
So I don't think it's such a big deal to worry about 3, 14, 17,
Yeah.
21. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. And one more thing I want to remind that.
Deliver means they will become a devotee when you continue them.
They can become a devotee. They will be given an opportunity. Everyone has to, no one gets a free pass.
Yes.
You get an opportunity, you take it, you don't take it.
So to deliver from this material world and to become a devotee, the spiritual master and the Vaishnavas, they give them Krishna consciousness, they give them holy names, and they give them the spiritual knowledge, so that they can be away from this birth and death cycle, so that they can come out from this and can, as Prabhu said, can become a devotee if he's follow the footsteps of great Mahajans. And
there are so many obstacles. First of all, you have to get it, you have to take it. You have to get it, you have to keep it. Then you have to not commit offences against devotees. There are
so much long process. It's a very long process. So standing, very long process. So by taking us with the association of devotees, you will come to learn all those things. And one more thing, Prabhupada always uses this word, unalloyed devotees. Unalloyed devotees. Unalloyed devotees. So how this came to the Prabhupada's mind means, once Prabhupada went to Boston, there was a steel plant was there. So they were advertising that unalloyed steel. They were having a big signboard. After looking at that signboard, Prabhupada says, see, those steel company were advertising that metal is unalloyed. Unalloyed means no mix, it's pure. So alloy is a metal which is mixed with so many things. But unalloyed means no mixing, no pure. It's a pure, genuine purity. So Prabhupada used that word. We should advertise, we should broadcast that unalloyed devotees. Unalloyed devotion means without any material desires. No impurities. So no mishrama bhakti. It's a pure devotee. So as Rupa Goswami says, Anya Vilashita Sunyam Jnana Karma Anadrutam Anukulyena Krishna Siranam Bhakti Uttamam. So Uttama Bhakti is, you should not have karma, jnana, yoga. So no desires at all. Akama, he says, Rupa Goswami says. Then only we can get to then only we can have this pure devotional service. So
actually, this unalloyed is another thing I don't understand.
Okay.
Because steel, if you don't have alloy, it is useless. It will just rust like that. Only if it is alloyed, only then it will be strong.
Like gold, jewels, like jewels.
No, jewels
Even
are
jewels also,
okay, it will be soft, but still it does not value. But unalloyed steel has zero value. Because it does not exist. It will immediately become rusted. So people will only sell alloy steels.
No, that is a comparison given by Prabhupada. For a devotion.
Comparison is given by Prabhupada, but the story which they say that he saw unalloyed steel somewhere, I don't believe it. Because how can you have unalloyed steel? It is not possible. Why will anyone say we are selling?
Maybe some other metal.
So that is what, this is all very, but anything, only if someone is selling, they'll sell only alloys. Any metal which is useful, it has to have alloy.
Alloys, yeah. Otherwise it will not become proper.
Yeah, it won't be, no one will sell at all. So I don't know, the actual thing, no one asks about that also, but there is something funny about it.
Also, one more thing about being delivered. If even once they chant the name of Krishna, after many months also they can be delivered. Delivered means sometime in their this thing. Other people, if they don't even chant once, then there is no chance. But because of being born, I mean, the pure devotees family, maybe he gets a chance to chant. And which will ensure that in some future birth,
he may become a devotee.
he will be.
He will be. Yeah.
He will become a pure devotee
Pure devotee.
finally and go back.
Oh, it's confirmed.
Yes.
And one more thing.
Guru Maharaj's sister leaving her body on Ekasi. Ekasi. Yeah. So that Sukriti she got.
So in that village, third year when Mahaprabhu went, and the question raised by those devotees of that village, and who is a devotee? Mahaprabhu says, one who chants the holy name, one who chants Shuddhanam is a pure devotee. The third time he says Shuddhanam. Shuddhanam means without any offenses, and so you can, if you chant the holy name, definitely you become a Shuddhanam. So many people raise the questions saying that how one can become a pure devotee. We are doing so many offenses, we are doing so many material things, but one has the association of pure devotees, like Mahabhagavatas. If you follow the footsteps of them, if you take association of them, so you can. So once one Maharaj was telling that how to distinguish a pure devotee. How to distinguish Mahabhagavata, Madhyamadikari and Kanishkanikari. That time Maharaj was telling that you should not create a friction between them, but you should be very careful and analyze that if you have association with the Madhyamadikari level, another in future or in the course of time, definitely subsequently you will get the qualities of that Mahabhagavata. So that is a thing we can distinguish. So we should not openly question them, whether you are Mahabhagavata, whether you are Madhyamadikari, whether you are Kanishka. You cannot ask them, cannot question them. So you should be very intelligent enough to distinguish them. So we should not hurt anybody, because Krishna says in one verse, the words should be very pleasing, the words should be very humble, so that the non-devotees, that is potential devotees, also should come to our society, should take up this Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. Any other questions? Comments?
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Guru. It has been really a very wonderful class. A very class. Yeah. So 3 times we say Hari Bol for this excellent class connected by Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Shri Karunikai. I welcome you all for today's morning Srimad Bhagavatam class, and also for today's morning. We started off with Shringara Arati and then Guru Puja, Prabhupada's Arati, and after that we had the Bhagavatam class. So we welcome you all for today's morning program. This is just a reminder, therefore tomorrow is we're going to have a New Year celebration, that is Gaur Purnima.
Gauranga!
So we require presence of all of you with your friends, relatives, as we discussed in the last Sunday, that you all have to bring your friends. Minimum is 5 to 10 of your friends, relatives to participate in this program, because this is a very, very special day for us. This is the beginning of the new year for us, and with only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu it's possible, and take his mercy it's possible that we can develop our Krishna consciousness. So I request humbly all of you to bring your friends, relatives on Tuesday. So Tuesday program is like this. So we're going to start the program right from 6 o'clock onwards. So 6 o'clock we're going to have a Maha Abhishekam for the Lord, Gauranikai, welcome him. And then we're going to have skit, we're going to have a play, we're going to have a dance by the children, and also we're going to have a katha of Gauranga, and followed by kirtans and arati. After that is going to be prasadam. So we require all of you to come and participate in this. If it is possible, you can come in the afternoon. There are a lot of sevas, like decoration, cutting vegetables, cooking. A lot of sevas are there. So in the morning itself, they have to come. Mother is correcting me. There are lots of services. So we're going to decide what we're going to do after tomorrow. That is on Tuesday. So this is about special announcement on for Gaura Purnima. For the devotees, just reminder, it's the fasting till evening. So for break fast time is something like 6
Fasting
o'clock.
till moonrise, right?
For fasting till moonrise. So that's on Tuesday for Gaura Purnima for the devotees.
प्रभु
Yeah.
जो अभिषेक होता है ना, वो अभिषेक में पुष्प अभिषेक होता है, पुष्प अभिषेक
Pushpa Abhishek bhi hota hai. Yeah, hota hai. And then later on we going to celebrate, because it's a holy day, with the flowers we're going to have a holy celebration later. So this is the program for after tomorrow. So I request once again all of you to please participate in this. Okay. And also coming to the contribution, because there's a lot of expenses, I request somebody again, whatever possible, Yatha Shakti, please contribute for this cause, because there's a lot of expenses, and especially it's going to be Ekasi Prasadam that we are distributing. So we see that there's a lot of expenses, and we request generously people to donate, and you can ask your neighbors to give you receipt, and if you are giving big amount, we can give you ATG receipt also, where you can avail tax exemption. So all this is possible. Yeah, that's about Devil tomorrow's Gaura Purnima celebration. And any other announcements? We're going to have Kirtan after the Prasadam. We're going to have Nagar Kirtan. So devotees can join Amarpati Jagannath Das Prabhu. So it's after 10:30. We're going to have Nagar Kirtan. So it's going to be Venkatapura. Ejipura.
Yes.
Venkatpura. Ejipura is far. Ejipura is far. We go to Venkatpura. There's a conflict now. So it's going to be Venkatpura. It's going to be in two places, Ejipura and Venkatpura, both places. You're going to Ejipura. Okay. So
Why not 8?
sorry?
Why not 8 block? That is why the roads are big.
Adaji?
अमरपति जगन्नाथ है ये एजुपुरा में इतना छोटा छोटा है क्या?
एक ब्लॉक भी प्लान कर सकते हैं. अमरपति प्रभु.
Nearby areas only and invite people for Gaur Purnima. Tripura and all. They are going Vijaypura. आप चाहते हैं ना weekdays में.
So that is different. We should not mix up that with Nagar Kirtan. Nagar Kirtan, you need nice wide road. Again, this planning is not being done properly.
Amarpati Prabhu, please discuss with Venugopal Prabhu and then chalk out the plans, how and where you want to go.
Now, principles already, I said that time also.
Tuesday, yeah.
8 block is where you have wide roads. That is best for Nagar Kirtan. Book distribution, inviting people is okay, Ejipura.
And also for the reminder for all of you that every day we are having Bhagavad Gita class in the evening, and on Saturdays we got classes, Bhakti Krishna class on Saturday, and Sunday evening also Mataji is taking the class Sunday evening. So please see to that you attend all this and take the blessings of Gaura Nitai. In this way you can also advance in spiritual life. Okay. So there is various classes being conducted. Please register and attend those classes. Thank you. And now prayers for Guru Maharaj and for the devotees. I request Mataji to come and announce on that, and also continue on Vedic principles. Class 1. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Prayer. Okay. By Chaitanya. Maybe tomorrow we're going.
Tomorrow, no Monday, no.
No, day after. We first offer prayers for His Holiness Jagdat Swami for his good health, well-being, and long life, and protection from all diseases, and also for all his servants. And then we pray for His Holiness Kadapakananda Swami. And then we pray for speedy recovery of His Holiness Bhakti Krishna Maharaj, and for good health, well-being, and longevity of all Srila Prabhupada's disciples. We pray for all our devotees and their families to be having good health and recovery from all illnesses and protection from all diseases for all the devotees and their families. And then we pray that this war between Ukraine and Russia should stop immediately, and on the protection of all the devotees in both the countries. Let us chant 3 times. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. And we have prayers for all our devotees. So we pray first for Mansi Mataji, who had a small surgery, eye surgery. So we hope she quickly recovers. And then we pray for her husband Amrit Prabhu for his speedy recovery. Then we pray for Kalindi Mataji for her recovery of her voice, restoration of her voice, and protection of Nandana Mataji. And then we pray for Krishna Mata, Yashomati Mataji for her good health. And then we pray for Rangavali Mataji's speedy recovery and good health. Anukampa Mataji's speedy recovery and good health. Sarvabandya Mataji's good health and well-being and speedy recovery. And then Sakikalavati Mataji's complete recovery and good health. Nalini Radhika Mataji's mother's speedy recovery and good health, and also Krishna conscious progress for the whole family. And Nalini Radhika Mataji should get married very soon to a nice Krishna conscious boy. Then we pray for Divya Mataji, her mother, all auspicious blessings for Divya Mataji, and then Krishna conscious progress and good health and well-being for mother, brother and his wife. And then we pray for Tarak Sankirtan Prabhu's complete recovery, and also for his brother Lalit Sharma and Aunt Chandrakala Sati Mataji's complete speedy recovery, and Utkarshini Mataji's mother's speedy recovery. Okay, and then we pray for all the Krishna conscious progress of
Please come.
Tarika
also
Sankirtan.
Mataji, Pallavi and
Every day I do today. Pallavi Mataji's husband, no?
and both her and her husband.
Yeah.
Now she's recovered.
Pallavi Mataji.
Okay, yeah. Pallavi Mataji and her husband for good health, well-being, longevity, and Krishna conscious progress for husband also. So we every day I mention. And then Krishna conscious progress of Tarak Sankirtan Prabhu and Vinod Prabhu and family, Tarak Sankirtan Prabhu and family, Tanya, Ravitej, Sara, Vicky Prabhu, Pranav, Kavya, Mahalakshmi, then Vaibhava Mataji and family, Tarak Sankirtan Prabhu, I already mentioned, Vaibhava Mataji and family, Piyush Prabhu, Vidya Mataji's parents, then Pratibha Mataji and family, Simi Mataji and family, Disha and Mataji and family, Radha Mataji and family, Preti Mataji and family, Mansi Mataji and family, Pradeep and Anil. Let us chant 3 times Hare Krishna. Yes, Kishan. Oh, Krishna conscious progress. Oh,
He is not well.
For his good health.
For his speedy recovery and good health for Kishan and Krishna consciousness. Okay, let's chant 3 times Hare Krishna mantra.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Donation for God. And Prabhuji has given donation for God.
Yeah. You have plans?
No, I haven't.
We'll announce.
Okay. Come.
Yeah, 5,000.
Okay, thank you very much, Anukampa Mataji and her husband, for giving donation of 5,000 rupees.
Anukampa
other
Mataji.
devotees also have given.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you very much.
Revati Mataji is 1,500.
Revati Mataji 1,500 and Pratibha Mataji
Krishna member.
3,000 rupees.
3,000 from Pratibha Mataji.
And Sini Mataji also has
Give us 1,000 rupees.
And Geeta Mataji has given 2,500 to me.
Who?
Geeta Mataji from my
Gayatri.
Gayatri Mataji. Gayatri and then Lata Mataji.
Okay, we pray for
The people who contributed.
blessings for them, as well as we may not have mentioned some others who have given, so we pray for them, mercy and blessings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all of them. May they be blessed with a lot of devotion and progress and Krishna consciousness. There is chance, we thanks for them.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So we're going to be celebrating this thing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's birthday. It's very, very auspicious. It's the most auspicious day in the entire universe. And for Kali Yuga, he is the Yuga Avatar. So, just by taking shelter of Lord Chaitanya, on that day, of course, we are fasting, and as it is, he's always merciful. But on that day, he is especially merciful. So, whatever desires you have for spiritual progress, especially if you request him, then you will get it. Just like prisoners, on the day of the birthday, the president of kings, they go and forgive and give pardon. So in that way, we can beg for all forgiveness for whatever mistakes, offenses, sins, and beg for him for some special extra mercy. And really, they are very merciful. It's not just a formality. It really, on that day, either the Lord or his devotees, even Vaishnava Acharyas, on their birthdays or disappearance days, if you pray, you'll get really special mercy. Suppose in the morning you say, no, this particular thing I want to get rid of, or I want special mercy, something, and you will see somehow they will benefit you, they bless you, they fulfill the prayers. It's a fact. That's why we need to pray. Even if you have a problem, we shouldn't try we try the impersonal way of being detached. I'll become detached. Yes, of course we should become detached, but not in the artificial way of dry renunciation. We become detached by being attached to Krishna. So if you pray to them, even if you think, oh Krishna, I'm so disturbed by this problem, that's also okay, but he will take it out. We should always go to Krishna for that, not that I will try to do it myself. Our own solutions will not lead us anywhere. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's this thing is very, very important. And also, we request all of you to bring a lot of people. That's the best service. We have to give some gift, to the birthday person. We were ordinary people. When we go, we like to take a gift. We give. It's a custom. So of course, you are giving donations, but also even more than that is when you bring souls, because Krishna wants that. So please take it, all of you can. It's just that it slips our mind, right? So you make it, this is my gift, special gift to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, minimum 5. For those who have family members, it's very easy. At least all your family members, relatives you bring. But if they're not here, but that's only the minimum. But look around and see whom all can I invite. And make a note actually. Maybe we should give you pen and paper and make you write down, because it doesn't immediately come. And we might think, no, I don't know anybody who will come. But actually you know a lot of people. And it's just, if you think in your mind and just note down, you'll find that you have plenty of people to call. So can we do that exercise, or just maybe all of you can think now and pledge, at the end of this thing. Class, I want you all to say, okay, we need to know, because we are making prasadam and it's all expensive prasadam, and we want to feed sumptuously. We don't want to just give less and all that. And other devotees are also fasting whole day, so we have to give enough prasadam for everyone. So please do tell us, okay? And then that is what will not only satisfy Chaitanya Mahaprabhu but us also. When we see a lot of people and enough prasadam and we were able to distribute, that really satisfies us. So one of the qualities of which will satisfy Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one of the Vedic principles, we'll see that. Anyway, tomorrow on Tuesday we'll be discussing about his pastimes. And today evening also we're going to talk about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But one of the main thing which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always insists, and one of the important Vedic principles is freedom from false ego. So what is false ego? False ego is one of the Bhinna Prakriti or differentiated energies of Krishna. It says earth, water, fire, air, ether, intelligence, mind and false ego. These are my separated energies. So it is an energy, it's a divine energy of Krishna. And we have it, false identity. The first thing in creation, where the souls are all put, and then Shiva comes and then he creates the false ego, and immediately we have another identity from what we really are. So we want to get rid, we are given that false identity and then we are expected to remove that false identity. So it's a very tough task, and that is the one thing which is blocking us from coming close to Krishna. False ego. That's the beginning of everything and the end of everything. After we give up all other anarthas, final point is false ego. That is where the last covering of this universe is also made up of false ego. And you see even great sages and all that, they'll be very nice, very intelligent, very very powerful, but they will have false ego. So something very, very difficult, and yet it is easy by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. And that is the only quality he wants. For us to make progress, he wants us to give up false ego. Other things is okay. You're addicted, I drink a bit and I do this, I like, whatever other sinful activities, those can be easily overcome. What is difficult to overcome is false ego. Even a Brahmana, maybe a person is very well versed in all the Vedic things, he's very strict, follower of everything. But if he has false ego, then it's not allowed. He won't get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, we want our original identity, right? Would you like to have some other identity? Suppose you go to a place where you can't maintain it. I didn't chant my thing. Om Adhyana Chandradasya Jnana Jandakarasya Chakshurunilisamena Tasmai Sri Gurve Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Kristaya Bhutale Shrimate Jayavata Swami Namni Namacharya Padaya Nathai Kripapradayani Gaurkata Damdaya Nagagramtadi Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Kristaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namni Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharni Nirviseshwari Ashat Deshnarni Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya From Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So what is this false identity is without connection with Krishna. In material life also you see you have a name with a surname, right? You're connected, that shows that you're connected with your family and all previous generations, your family line. But so spiritually, we want to be called, we don't like to identify as, what is our identity spiritually? That we are Krishna's servants, we are part and parcel of Krishna. But that we don't want. In material consciousness, we don't identify as a servant of Krishna. We want our material identity, which is, I'm belonging to some caste or a country or my profession or whatever, education. So, what are the disadvantages of having false ego? When we have this false ego and we're very proud about whatever material identity, we hold on to that and not as a servant of Krishna, then we become very lonely, right? We become very lonely and miserable. Because one who has false ego, he cannot connect with other people so freely. Because he has too many expectations. Everyone should be like me. They should deal with me in a particular way. And then he has these antenna, anything insulting, whether it's really insulting or not, he's always looking for that. We call it sensitivity. It's not sensitivity. It's too much false ego. So anybody says anything, then immediately we start crying or we get very angry and then we withdraw ourselves. So then such a person, that's why in today's world you find more and more isolation, more and more loneliness, because they can't open up. You can't open up if you have false ego, because you have an image about yourself and you want everyone to think of you like that. Oh, so and so comes from, he's so educated and he's, we want to be known. Everyone has his own conception of what people should think of me, and we try to live according to that image. And so we don't want people to come too close, because then they will know the truth. We're not like that. We're not something we are presenting ourselves. So we become closed and we don't open up easily. And prevents us from rendering services. We think, I will render service. I'm not a servant. I'm so and so. Like some people, for example, those who have got a very good position or very well off, they won't like to do menial service and all that. But in one place in Rajasthan, Radha Gopinath temple, Jaipur is called the Gupta Vrindavan. And in those temples, early morning, so many well-to-do people come in their cars, 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning. They'll come, they'll stand there for the aarti, just gaze at Krishna without speaking one word, just look at them. As soon as the aarti is over, some of them will sit down to sing bhajans. Other ladies, you see them, they're all well dressed and all that, but they take the jadu and very humbly sweep. So this is the mood. If you have false ego, then you won't do it. There are other devotees to do it. Why should I do? I am so and so and I cannot be seen like this. So that is false ego. So it prevents you from doing service to anyone, for the Lord especially, or even to other people. We want service, but we don't want to give service. Everyone should do service to me, but then I will not do service. That is the thing. Prevents us from. Then we become very impersonal. How impersonal? When you go close
One
to
can hear inside.
Hare Krishna. Oh, okay. Are they having the mobiles on?
They can. If you talk with this, they can hear. Otherwise, they don't hear.
Okay.
They start talking.
So it makes us a little impersonal, because false ego makes us because of the material identities. Then what happens?
But we can hear you, Mother, inside the kitchen.
How?
We can hear you. This speaker is here, Mother.
If you speak into the mic, they will hear.
Now you can hear. Before you were not hearing, na?
It was very less little, Mother. Yeah.
So that time they were talking.
You can hear, Mother. Yes.
Okay. So why does because impersonalism? If you see those Mayavadis, they don't want to be under anyone. They don't want to bow down to anyone, or they don't want to be humble to anyone. So that is why they say, we're all one. There is no personal God. We're all merging into the Brahma Jyoti, and I'm also God. So the same thing, what you have a relationship with Krishna also extends to people. And so because of that pride, we keep a distance and we think, I'm also Narayana. Why I should bow down? They won't even bow down to the Lord. You see Mayavadis, they go to the temple, they'll not bow down because they think, I'm also God. So it makes you, so because of that, we keep a distance from people. We can't be personal. We can't care. Because personalism means that you touch, that you become empathic. You can understand other people's feelings, like psychology, empathy, whatever I'm going through, they also must be, or to understand people. That comes through spiritual development in a selfless way, in a spiritual way. So we become impersonal and prevents us from experiencing the joy of surrender to Krishna. So when we have a false ego, then we rely more on our mind, on our own intelligence. Right? Anything we consult, the first person we consult, everything we test through our mind, through our intelligence, not through Krishna, not through Guru, Parampara, devotees, Krishna. So that's a big difference. If we do not commit mistakes, then we have to always consult. What does Krishna want? What does Guru want? What do the Vaishnavas want? Then we are on the safe path. But on the other hand, our natural inclination is to consult our mind, which we have great faith in. Because whatever we can experience through the senses, we think it must be the truth. Right? That is the big challenge. In the beginning, when we are advancing, the mind becomes our greatest enemy. And so, the Guru Maharaj gives the example of how a pilot, when he's driving the airplane, he is not relying on his mental or mind or his intelligence. I think I'm flying west. So we came like that. So we were flying like this. So we must be heading west or east or no. Or I'm very at the height. Nothing. He doesn't rely on his sensations, but he just looks at the dashboard. What are those meters? Instruments telling us height, the direction, everything. What we should do. So in the same way, we shouldn't rely for spiritual growth. We should not rely on our own mental perceptions, our own intelligence. They will let us down. They will not give us a clear picture. And so that comes through when we understand, I am not the body or the mind. And why should we surrender to Krishna? Because when we understand that he is the only enjoyer, not even Radharani, only enjoyer, Ekale Ishvara Krishna, Arsabhutya, Ishvara means controller, enjoyer, only Krishna. Everyone else is enjoyed. Everyone else is servant. Even Balarama, he is equal to Krishna in all respects, but he is servant of Bhagavan. Even Radharani, she considers herself a servant of Krishna. So, when we understand that no, we can't be, we have got we've been born here, we've lived through many lifetimes of taken births trying to become an enjoyer, thinking that somehow I'll make it, I'll become happy, and maybe if I do some little tapasya, stand upside down, do some yoga, I'll become God. So many, even becoming a God is a great dream, a fantasy, that somehow maybe I'll become God. And then finally you hit the, reality is we'll never be God. We're always servants. We're always dependent on Krishna. We're not independent. That is something it has to sink in because of all the knowledge that we are reading. And when we hear about Krishna's glories, how he spread everywhere, everything is working only by his mercy, by his direction, by his control, by his authority. Not even a blade can shake, can blow this way, that way without Krishna's supervision. Then you can understand how much control we have. But that control is not like a dictator trying to control. Xi Jinping is trying to control Chinese, all feeling so frustrated. It's not like that. It is out of love. He is just expanding himself, and naturally, because he is the supreme and everyone is connected with him, because he is full of love, that control is not in a kind of a material way. If somebody is trying to control, that means he wants to exploit somebody and use them for sense gratification. But this control is freedom. Krishna gives us complete freedom. You want to serve me, you serve. If you don't want, then be under Maya. But he doesn't force us. So this is actually freedom. Krishna gives us complete freedom, but he's still the controller. So this is in spiritual life, every opposites can be adjusted. Ajitya Bheda Abheda Tattva.
Simultaneously one and different. Simultaneously we are controlled and simultaneously we are very free also. We have complete freedom. When we are with Krishna, we can decide. Anytime you can decide that, oh, I don't want to serve him, fine. Krishna will allow us to go. We are not forced like that. But you have to pay the consequences. If you don't want to serve him, then we'll get into Maya and all the consequences are there. And because of that, this wrong identification keeps us in illusion. That is the thing. I'm so and so, and I'm this, and I'm that, and my duties. We create our own duties. And so we are bound by karma. So on the other hand, it's so simple. We just decide that yes, whatever pleases Krishna, I'm ready to do. Whatever it is, whatever. And naturally Krishna says everything intelligently. He's only created everything. We must have a complete faith that Krishna is the most intelligent person. He has only set up all the rules and laws, and he is my best well-wishing friend. Then you can just surrender with abandon like a small child. Child is now just depending on the parents, whatever the parents do, okay, fine. Of course, they are rebellious a little bit, but then still, they don't worry about anything. Mother says, father says, yes, that's everything. So that kind of trust we must have in Krishna. And it is not blind. People say, oh, we must have blind faith. No. Faith based on complete knowledge. That Krishna is very, very, very capable. He has created us, created everything, and everything is running under his, jurisdiction. So because of that, we can completely surrender, because when we surrender, Krishna says, I'll take care of everything. I will aham svam sarva papebhyo. All our reactions will just be nullified immediately. So we'll be actually very, very happy by surrender. It's not like a slave, being dragged and then, oh, I have to surrender. No. Surrender gives us happiness and freedom. The wrong identity can connect to Krishna, who is our best well-wishing friend. So that is the joy. The ananda comes in connecting with Krishna. We are looking for ananda, pleasures by which we can be happy. And we are looking for in all wrong things. If all these things will be fine, all my family members are very nice to me, I'll be happy. Or, oh, my job is very nice and I get enough money, I'll be happy. Or if I buy this property, or if I get this achievement and everybody praises me, I'll be happy. No, none of them can ever make you happy. It's just a source of distress. Because, first of all, it keeps us in illusion that all these things are the important things. And once you get attached to them, then the pain starts. You don't have it, you feel miserable. Or somebody else has it, and then you feel, jealous. So all these so much we have suffered through so many lifetimes. And in this lifetime, if we got the knowledge that I actually am a soul, and I'm part and parcel of Krishna and my relationship, then we can become very close to the topmost person. We consider Radharani to be the topmost. And what is her qualification? She is the topmost servant of Krishna. That means, topmost meaning, she considers herself as a servant of everyone. Because she is so humble and she thinks she is the servant of everyone, that is why she is elevated to the position of topmost servant of Krishna. And when we are in our original identity, we will feel very secure and self-confident. That is what real confidence comes when we understand this, that I am connected with Krishna and I have got my own identity. I have got whatever, nobody can shake it. Nobody can touch a devotee. Rake Krishna Mare Ke. Mare Krishna Rake Ke. Nobody can protect you if Krishna decides you have to be punished. So, when you have such great security systems, why should we unnecessarily, we've been doing that on all our so many lifetimes. Just without knowledge, foolishly we've been going around like sheep following other people. But now we know the truth, the knowledge, and we should quickly surrender. Then we'll never feel threatened by any situation. We'll always be self-confident. Because this thing nobody can take. And you'll know, because Krishna is with you, he can always direct you how to face situations, what to do, and no trouble at all. There's no, in the mind we have so many problems. What if this happens? Tomorrow if this happens, then what will happen to me? Who will protect me? All imaginary problems. It's all in the mind. Krishna is protecting. You go even blindfolded, a devotee, even if he's blindfolded and he has to walk on the road, no problem. Krishna will take care of him. So, that comes not out of blind faith, it's because of the Shastras and because of proof. So many devotees' lives, we see how Krishna has come to his rescue. Not disturbed by insults and bad behavior. See, so we normally, people, the Guru Maharaj also gives the example of like how sometimes devotees, they get very disturbed. Hey, you fat slob. Somebody's fat, somebody, and then they become very agitated. Why did he call me that? And then I'm not going to the temple anymore. Somebody insulted me. But if you're in your original identity, I'm neither, like we talk like Jadabharat. Jadabharat was insulted, by Ranti Deva. He was carrying him and initially he said, you're a very thin person. Actually, he's very stout and this thing, but he was not walking properly because of not wanting to harm ants. So the king started telling him, you very thin, weak person, sarcastic. That is why you're not able to carry me. And he thought, Jadabharat will feel insulted and, he will start walking properly. But Jadabharat said, I'm neither thin nor fat. I'm neither stout nor weak. And I am a spirit soul. So he was not at all affected. And the king, because he was actually going towards Kapilat Muni's ashram in Bengal to get spiritual knowledge. And here halfway only he is getting spiritual knowledge. Then he came out of the palanquin and fell down at him. He said, who are you? You are giving such wonderful knowledge. Because those days you don't hear all this. You have to go somewhere looking for realized souls. Now everything is coming to our doorstep through the internet. Free we are getting. And so he was like, imagine a king also, he had to go journey all the way in search of a sadhu to hear these words. Otherwise, whole world is going around thinking I'm the body. And so, that is how, if people insult us or call us names or whatever, so what? I'm not that at all. That is reality. It's not an imaginary kind of thing. When we understand I'm a servant of Krishna and that's it, then I'm not this body, I'm not the mind, then we won't have pain. There's no pain in that. So why do people cause pain? We get hurt, right? That is one very abuse and all that. Some people will be harsh to us or insult or give other kinds of pain. That's very common. Some people do that. So you should understand from our side. It's not that we behave like a doormat. Okay, keep on shouting at me. Give this cheek also, that cheek also. No. We can we should protect ourselves, but without getting disturbed, without being affected. Because pain is horrible. It really affects us and it keeps us away from Krishna. So we should understand how will we not get affected if somebody is behaving like that. There is some pain they are undergoing. Either they are too overconfident and because of that sometimes they, out of arrogance, people might think, material arrogance. They think, these are all lesser people. I am so great. That's one reason. That also we can think is in complete illusion. If he thinks that you are less than him, but you don't think like that because you think I'm not even that body what he thinks I am, and you think you're a soul and behave like that, very soon you will convince him that I'm not that what you're thinking. Just like how Jadabharat was able to win over even the king. Okay, we act like a soul. Somebody thinks I'm the body. Somebody thinks I'm the body, but I'm not acting like the body. Then very soon you'll be able to convince them I'm not this body. That is one thing. And also sometimes people are nasty or bad-tempered because of pain. It is always like that. If you have undergone abuse, If you have undergone some hurt in your childhood, for example, you will take it out on others. And that is why the tradition of hierarchical tradition of mother-in-law, daughter-in-law. Daughter-in-law would have gone through so much pain and harassment. I mean, not nowadays. That is, I'm talking of those days when, women's position was very not good at all. They were not educated at all. It's not women's. They'll say, oh, all women are like that. They'll abuse others and all. No, they were not given any education. What do you expect? From the time of this thing, just do physical work, that's all. And then some rituals, this, that's all. They're not given any education. And because of that, their minds were not this thing. So they thought that, that all these lower feelings, negative feelings of wanting to show off or and also naturally when you're older, you feel jealous of younger people enjoying, and all these sort of lower feelings. You're not elevated, no. So naturally you will behave like that. So due to that, what happened? The pain that the daughter-in-law suffered, when she becomes the mother-in-law, I suffered now, I will also inflict that pain. So it's like that. People, if they go through abuse, pain, then they want to inflict it on others. Or something is hurting them, or lack of confidence. Sometimes, some people, you may think everything is fine with them. Why should they have any pain or inferiority complex? They have. Some things you never know. I never thought one devotee, he was always giving sarcastic, nasty, always to everyone. And I just wondered, he's in a good job. Everything is nice with him. What? But then it was very short. So that, we don't know what is. He must have felt, that, oh, I'm short. We make up our own inadequacies unnecessarily. Some people actually feel inadequate about weird things, something or the other. It may be height, or it may be because they grew up in the small town. Oh, then they feel inferior towards city-bred people. So many things. Or about a father's job. Weird things. You don't need to feel all that, right? Do we? You don't need to. If a person is not bothered about all that, he can convince the whole world, I'm quite all right. So that is why if somebody is looking down on us because they are very wealthy or very more educated, and because of that they are thinking we are not so qualified, so what? There's something wrong with them, right? It doesn't define me. I may be better than other things. We don't need to buy into people's thinking about us. That's the first thing. First thing, you should not be convinced that what other people are thinking. Sometimes we even imagine maybe people are thinking like that. That's why they say, 4 people, what they'll say. Where are those 4 people? 4 people, for fearing those 4 people, they're supposed to do so many things. Let those 4 people think whatever they want. Why should we think about what 4 people will think? So, so in this way, if we are self-confident because of being a servant of Krishna.
Please come.
Leave a gap so that.
So this is what will give us complete self-confidence, and we'll be whole and perfect. Nobody can touch us. Even if somebody is thinking they are superior because of some privileges they enjoy, that's all temporary. So why should you get bewildered by that? Don't get bewildered. That's just Maya. That's all temporary. And if somebody is having such things, you should feel compassion. Oh, they're so much in illusion. And if instead you are very happy and nice to them, then slowly it will work on them. Hey, I'm just constantly abusing this person, and still he is very nice to me. It will change. It will take time. It may take time, but it doesn't matter. But the most important thing is you are not worried by it. That is how we can be strong and surrender to Krishna. And we'll feel compassion, and we can respect everyone, irrespective of what their behavior is. Because everyone is a potential devotee. Everyone, just like I am a soul, and I'm confident about that. Others are also souls, and they don't know, and they may behave in funny ways. It doesn't matter. because of wrong knowledge. I've seen some devotees, whenever their boss harasses them, they'll bring them to the temple. Come for program. Because they hope that by coming, they'll become devotee and stop harassing them. So this is the solution. That at least for ourselves, we should not be affected. Then so it is a problem with outsiders. Don't think it's a problem of you. It opposite happens normally. What happens is, if somebody abuses us, we think something is wrong with me. Something is lacking in me by which others are, somebody is troubling me. That is why those who have been abused in their childhood and all now, they have very low self-esteem. They become very withdrawn because of that. Nothing is wrong with you. Somebody else is abusing. Why should that is something wrong with them? So once we understand, when we are in the spiritual platform, we can understand that. Otherwise, most people who are thinking about the body, they think, why me? Why people are saying all these hurtful things? And they think something's wrong with me. No, nothing is wrong. And especially on the spiritual platform, and if you're connected with Krishna and you're serving Him, then that's it. That's the greatest position. There's no position greater than being a servant of Krishna. Because Krishna can do anything for his devotee. You are so powerful actually. Just chanting Hare Krishna mantra itself is so powerful. Because you are associating with the supreme powerful. Prahlad was not at all intimidated. His father was the topmost guy. And everyone was shivering to even smile at him. Everybody was towing Hiranyakashipu's line. Even the mother was scared to say anything. In such a situation, he was not at all disturbed. He didn't think anything was wrong with him. And he thought, okay, Krishna is there. So that is the kind of confidence, and we need that, especially in Kali Yuga, to survive this world. We need that very much. And instead of becoming negative, we should give positivity. This world needs positivity. And that positivity will come if in our hearts we don't have any negative. Don't have any negative emotions at all towards anybody. Okay, maybe I did something in my past life for which, it's okay. I'll quit it now. This time I'm going to just... because if you show ill behavior to them, it will continue. The chain will go on. Then they'll do something in return. Then you will do something. And in between we die. Next life we have to take again until we square it up. We have karmic relationships with different people. And we take birth in this life also to settle it. You did something to them last life, they'll come here just to harass you and take back whatever they, So this will continue, and it continues like that. That is why we are all not strangers. Maybe we have, in previous lives also, we've interacted with one another. And maybe sometimes good also. You did something good to me. So this life I do something good to you. So all these things are going on, and we have to stop that chain of karmic reactions and just surrendering to Krishna and seeing everyone as souls and being nice to everyone. We don't know who's good, who's bad, but to everyone we are thinking them as parts of Krishna. But it doesn't mean we become a dummy, that everyone can walk on us. No, that doesn't mean that. Like Gandhiji said, that even he was taking Christian this thing that if you hit this side, then show your... In today's world, they'll kill you also and go. They don't care for all these things. But internally we have to be strong. Depending on Krishna, then we have to make sure nobody takes advantage of us. Otherwise they'll think, oh, devotee bakra, catch them. Yes, that is not the thing. Devotee is very strong and very intelligent. He will not allow anyone to walk over him. But he will not be disturbed or, negative. Never have. Negative emotions have a very deep impact on our thinking, in our devotion. Comes in the way of our devotion. Because then we'll feel, oh, I'm suffering, and, self-pity. And then we think Krishna has not done anything about anything for me. All other devotees are all happy. All these sort of unwanted, unnecessary thoughts, which are all illusory, will come to your mind. But instead, I'm a servant of Krishna, period. That's it. Let me do more services. Then everything will change. all difficulties, problems in your life will miraculously change. This is the only mantra. Hare Krishna mantra and understanding I'm a servant of Krishna. Krishna will take care. And forgive and forget. Don't hold anything in your heart, because ultimately Krishna is responsible. Not a blade moves without his sanction. So if Krishna has allowed somebody to this thing, then it's happened with his sanction. Okay, Krishna, maybe it's for my good only. It is for my good. So if you take it like that, then we can quickly come to a happy platform. Then you'll definitely be successful, even materially. This is the secret for material success also. And people try other things. They'll go to people, what do you call those counselors to overcome so many psychological influences, so many depression. You go to all, and not required. Bhagavad Gita is the best, counselor. Krishna is the best counselor. And that has got everything to take us out of all kinds of negativities. The minute you understand it's not this body and the soul, you'll be happy, relieved. That is liberation. And how to remove this false ego? Okay. Steps to overcome. Try to smile and approach strangers in book distribution. That's why preaching is very good to make us humble. It's so difficult for some people to smile even. And if it's a stranger, they can't smile. Or even, you come you go to a place, especially with devotees, they please just be quiet. You have to go and say hello, Hare Krishna. And sometimes people feel they didn't smile. Why should I smile? Let them say Hare Krishna first to me. Then I will say. Why they can't say? Every time I'm only saying no. Doesn't matter. They never come and tell you, this is very good way of overcoming your false ego. Go to them and say, how are you, Hare Krishna? Even maybe you know them and they will look at you. So what? You go, Hare Krishna, how are you? You can make everyone smile and be happy. Then what is happening? You are benefiting because your false ego is dropping. Not out of any reason, just because you want your false ego to drop. Just for that sake, and to bring happiness to other people. So that people feel good about themselves, right? If somebody smiles at you and welcomes you, you feel good about yourself, isn't it? So let us give that happiness to others. Let's welcome them, talk to them, go and wish everybody. Okay, that's one thing. Then, and strangers, especially book distribution, go door to door. Some people may bang their door on your face and call you ill names. Never mind. They don't know. I mean, we know why they are saying that. Nothing wrong with me, right? Sumaki, sometimes you have it. Nothing wrong with us. We shouldn't think, oh, maybe something wrong with me. That's why they are doing. No, something's wrong with them. They don't have the proper understanding. Render menial services. That's very good. In Prabhupada always, whoever came to the temple, he said, whoever's serious and wants to progress, he said, go wash pots. Because by scrubbing the pots, and that too, those days they used to use firewood and all that for larger gatherings. So it will be a lot of thick soot underneath, big vessels. You sit and scrub, then your heart also gets scrubbed. That's the real thing. When you do menial services or any dusting, cleaning, volunteer for that. Immediately your heart will get cleansed of all the pride and the false ego. Then open up and talk to devotees. Don't hold back. Whatever it is, you have some doubts or you have some misgivings. Why this devotee is like that? Why that is happening like this? Don't keep it in your mind and let it grow into a big mountain. Go and ask someone, can you please answer, like that. You can sort it out. So, and open up. Or you have some problem or you want to share. It's very good if you keep sharing with the right people, of course. But we have to open up. Pray to Lord, for false ego to go, Lord Shiva, Ashutosh, who is easily satisfied, you pray to him and he'll definitely help you. Every day you can worship. Prabhupada has said this in the 3rd canto of Bhagavatam. He has mentioned that if you want your false ego to go, then pray to Lord Shiva or Sankarshana. But first there is something. Both Shiva gets his strength through Sankarshana. And either way is okay. If you feel only Sankarshana and Nityananda, Balarama, they're all the same. But I mean, if you have some affinity towards Lord Shiva, he is easily pleased. So we just a little bit pray to him, then he'll help us to overcome. Then hear while chanting. That is the best thing. When you're chanting, don't listen to your mind and only listen to the holy name, because that's Krishna himself. So you want to associate with him, so you chant and hear. And join the reading group because we need knowledge. We have Bhagavad Gita and other Prabhupada books, reading groups every day, Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 9, both English, Kannada we have. Maybe we need to start in Hindi if somebody wants, but English and Kannada, you join that, you will get all knowledge about Krishna. Once you know how great Krishna is, then we won't be in illusion thinking I'm only great, I'm smart, I can make it, I want to show the world who I am, I'm such a smart person. All that will just disappear. Unnecessary tension. No need for all that. We just want to do what you will understand, what is the true reality, and you'll feel really blissful. So please join the reading group. False ego will just burn out. And chanting very nicely, pray to Lord Shiva or Sankarsana, and open up and try to form close relationships. Say anyone you want, just it's nice. Otherwise we live with our mind all the time. Mind is telling all nonsense and we are happily following that. But we need to know the reality by talking to others. Don't keep to yourself, it's very harmful. Talk to people. Of course, you don't have to open up to every single person. Some people may not understand you, but whoever can help. And render menial services and go for book distribution, Harinam, talk to people, try to sell books, or selling books especially, people bang their door on you, you don't mind. It's okay, thank you. We still are very polite. Huh?
Set out dogs also.
That is a little dangerous.
But twice it happened.
For you?
Krishna is there.
Yeah, Krishna protects, yes. So,
no, but again we shouldn't take that risk.
No, but we have to go.
We don't know, na Prabhu.
No, we should
They
be very
don't
careful.
know, but still they do that.
No, they don't force yourself if they are very hostile. They say, we are not interested. Okay. They don't pursue. No, please. I am, different. Or would you like some prasadam? Please take. Just give prasadam and walk out. I mean, if there's somebody is too hostile, then we don't want to risk it. If they're so bad that they're going to let dogs on us, what shows their mentality, There are such atheistic people who hate the sight of devotees. So
some people they have put the board method. Some
dogs
places do not disturb. So he said, that's why I put this board. Did you read this?
They are all trying to be very Americanized and westernized. In America, my God, once we went, Mataji was there, Bhakti Baba, we had gone to a house. He said, let's invite a neighborhood for a kirtan. Oh, she was so nervous and tense. And I was wondering, it was quite late afternoon only. And then she said, Mataji, in these parts, someone can even shoot you. Imagine, just if you knock the door and they don't like the sight or they feel you're disturbing them, they can just take their revolver and shoot.
No, they are scared.
They're scared that...
They're not hostile. They're scared that someone will just shoot you.
Okay. I may be going there to shoot them. So they will shoot. Right? So they may shoot in self-defense. So that, we don't want that situation over here in India. India shouldn't become like that. So, okay, there are people who are thinking they're very sophisticated and very elevated because of...
They may be just night shift. They don't want to be disturbed in the morning.
But why should you let the dogs on them?
After they are saying don't disturb, after you do everything, if you do that, then you deserve to have a dog put on you. We have to be... See, you shouldn't have contempt for others. You should respect them. Not that contempt, they're like this or like this.
If they are atheist, okay. Krishna himself says, okay, you can be atheist also. We can't force anyone not to be atheist. If somebody is an atheist and say, get lost, thank you. Would you like to have prasadam? Please have. If that also they don't want, okay. We smile at them and go. Because by seeing devotees, then slowly it will have an effect. Especially if they have prasadam. At least minimum we give them prasadam. Please have this nice sweet. Then by eating that, slowly they'll get changed. Definitely people have changed. Prasadam is so powerful.
See, we should behave nicely. Christians behave so nicely. That is why no one kicks them out. No? They'll behave so nicely. Only devotees are arrogant. There's no need to be arrogant at all. Be very humble, like how the Christians are. They serve nicely, they are only interested in giving, they do so softly. Never hear anyone complaining about Christians.
But we should guess, if we preach about Hinduism, they will revolt.
You find out how Christians are preaching to others. How Christians, when they go out nicely, they behave.
Go to their locality itself.
Keep their locality. When Christians come to your Hindu place, do they misbehave? They never misbehave.
Yeah, they are very polite.
Exactly. Then we should also be polite. We should also be polite when we go to their place.
Even though we are polite, they don't like the very presence of our...
Then don't go then. They don't like your presence, why are you going?
Not only the other day when we were doing Sankirtan and going, he said, I'll call the police.
That is different. You do Sankirtan in the daytime, let them call the police. Nothing can happen. You are allowed.
But it happened because we were going in one lane. He said, I'll call the police now.
Tell him call the police if you want. Let them call, no?
Maybe also they should show it.
Even if they call the police, nothing can happen because from till 10 o'clock in the night, you can do what you want on the roads. They can't stop. See, they try to act smart, that's all. But if you see, it's a two different things.
We are no way disturbing, we're not doing anything, we are just going the road. Yeah.
That is different. That is just enviously, that is completely different. Then we just ignore them and carry on, that's all.
But we get some nice people also, Mataji, mixed feelings.
Oh, first time people didn't.
It's some mixed feelings, Mataji, sometimes. Every time we cannot think that, okay, we'll get every time sweets to eat.
Yeah.
Like that. So,
Nityananda Prabhu himself was criticized. They said he's a decoy spy. He has come to see our what are all there in our house and go and leak it out. And Nityananda Prabhu just laughed and he went. But he was very humble. Please, I beg you. And he put the straw in his mouth and he said, I am very fallen. I'm just repeating Krishna's words. Please do this. That's all. And if they didn't want, he just walked off. That's all. So we are very humble. And if they don't want, okay. But you can give prasadam always. Please have this. That they won't say no, right? The prasadam they take. That's very good. Even the demons take, right? Okay.
Even they don't take food, they take prasadam.
Oh, very good. Prasadam is good enough. And some other, he said, Krishna's, Prabhupada said, these are ISKCON bullets. So we should be satisfied. Don't think in one day, in one sitting, I must make them a pure devotee. Don't try for that. They should start coming to the temple, start chanting. We are too ambitious. So
We have some experiences also. Some coconut seller, they gave coconut to 12 people of us.
They gave the coconut water,
Yeah,
sugar
yeah,
cane.
that was, he said, you come every week, I'll give every week coconut water to all
And
the
next
devotees.
week he gave us the
Tender coconut.
sugar
Tender
cane
coconut.
juice, like that. So we have all kind
Mixed
of
experience.
Treat, Mataji, this world is
Here in
so vast.
Venkatapura, he's telling every week you come, I'll give every day, every week I'll serve.
oh,
Tender.
wonderful. So that is why you are all going to Venkatpura.
Last
Go
week,
to 8 block also, you'll find it fantastic.
Maybe there you will find Sudhir.
Don't be stuck in Venkatapura.
and last week, Mataji, when I went to her
That
house,
flower was sponsored by a government arrested.
Oh, this rose.
This one?
Ah,
Wow.
wow,
2 flowers he gave. 3
There and there.
So
There we put
sweet will
around
be
it.
It's not just flower, you're talking about garland.
Garland.
Fantastic.
so last week when Mataji was telling you came at the right time because she was so desperate and she was literally on depression, so she came in the right time and she just cried and I told her come to temple. So
It is not
that
us,
is also
we are
there.
doing. Krishna is telling us you go here,
You go that
use
to
Krishna
speak
is,
to that.
guide.
So she was very happy.
Yeah.
No, she told you. This is what she told. You came at the right time. She cried.
So you are Krishna's ambassadors. Okay. So please do bring, please yourselves do come on Tuesday. Don't think it's a weekday, it's late and all that. We are starting early, 6 o'clock, 6 to 8:30. Okay, we are doing everything systematically. You'll have your prasadam and go. It's okay. Weekday, no need to cook. You're eating here, right? Go and just sleep at home. And so make it a point. And if anybody gives such excuses, oh, today's Tuesday, tomorrow is a working day, it'll be over fast. Instead of having dinner in your house, you come here and have. But you will be greatly blessed because it is the most important event. The Yuga avatar for this age, which is predicted in all the scriptures, is appearance day. Very important. You should come. Some of you convince and bring, of course, not force, but try to this thing. And please also send in the mobile how many people, if you're getting a larger number, and send so that we'll know, we'll have an idea. But we want a lot of people to come here to get the mercy and blessings. This is your best service, our best service to Lord Chaitanya. We get a lot of people to come and take this mercy. Okay, thank you very much. New people, anybody? What is your name? Kishore. Johit, okay. From where are you?
Johit or Rohit?
Johit. From which state? Oh, Bengaluru, very good. And what are you doing?
I'm studying
BBN.
How did you come to know? How did you come to know about our center here? Google, okay.
Huh?
Google.
Oh,
Google
where do you live?
Jigni.
Jigni. You live there. Then from there you came.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And where's your college or school? College?
It's near electronics.
That is so. Okay. Today also you have college?
No.
Oh, very nice. Wonderful.
So you came only for the program today. Very good.
So can you come on Tuesday?
It's an
Yeah,
evening one. Evening one.
I wanted to find out is there any ISKCON center near.
This is the nearest one. There is the nearest one. Jigni.
Achha, you want to know if something is in Jigni?
No, nearby.
Here. So you
Nearby
found
where?
it, right? Nearby meaning?
Nearby Jigni. Okay.
Here Jigni is there any center? Is
Oh, okay. We have to check if there is anybody, and there's no temple or as such, but maybe there are individuals doing some house program like that. There is. They may be. Can inquire.
Anand Prabhu is doing it.
Anand, you can tell him. Anybody else who's coming for the first time? Okay. What is your name? Rishabh. Okay.
How did you come to know about?
I stay in Venkalapura, so I saw this and came here.
Oh, you saw the devotees on the road?
Devotees on the road, yes, and also the banner outside.
So we are, and we'll welcome both of them. And you're saying Venkatpura. So hope on Tuesday also you can come.
Sure.
Yes. Okay. So we'll welcome both of them. Say Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
And before we close and go for prasadam, there is a special event today. Pallavi, she is taking Guru Ashray from Guru. It's just a 2-minute program where she commits herself to taking initiation Diksha from him after 6 months. So, Madan Mohan Prabhu, Guru Maharaj ka photo, that time. So Pallavi is been chanting 16 rounds for the last 6 months, and she is following all the regulative principles, and she's studied. She's reading all the books seriously, and she's very. She likes to render service, and in spite of having a very engaging child, she's managing. She's very determined to progress. And hopefully, so she's taking Guru Ashray, and then hopefully she can also take initiation.
Open that drawer.
Flowers.
Open that. Not that. The other one. Center. Other one.
And she's been a devotee since a small childhood. How old?
First I know when they were in 5th standard. Then I went to Bangalore. There they were going like that.
From 5th standard.
Maybe from 10 years.
That time you were very small, no?
No, but the funny thing is the first temple they used to go was Krishna temple. I first temple where I was to any other god apart from
Krishna.
Yes, always. And they used to play from Ramananda Sagar, daily they would play that pastime. Radha Krishna on a street.
Quickly now, Krishna has made her attention. Okay, please
Offer flowers.
Guru Maharaj, no? Photo.
This side, come this side.
This side. Just repeat after me, and then you have to pay obeisances and repeat this mantra. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swamin Iti Namine Nama Acharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayini Gaurakata Dhamadaya Nagara Gramaдаrini Esha Pushpanjali Ajji kitte ho Ajji
You touch it.
No. What is this?
Make her touch her mother. Make her also touch her.
No need. She is giving Guru Maharaj why she should touch.
Sorry. Here. Put you here. No, here, sir. Put you here.
What she? Okay, give this close to her. Give it. Give it. Oh, she doesn't want you to do.
What is she afraid of? Cranky. Oh, she doesn't want you to leave her. Huh? That's all. Huh?
Yeah. Somehow, in spite of that, she's managing.
So okay, we'll divert something else.
Okay, Pallavi
We'll do it later. Yeah. We'll make announcement on the prasadam
Yeah,
announcement.
prasadam.
It's late already.
So we welcome all you to today's Sunday program. And today's prasadam is like this. We have khichdi, then with that tomato chutney,
Haribo.
papad,
Haribo.
then we have kheer, rice ghee, and curd rice.
Sponsor, Indira?
Sponsored by?
There's no sponsor today. It's okay.
Oh,
So Hare Krishna. So volunteers can help us in this.
attention.
Give them a blue, right?
The Gurudev ki jai, the Prabhupada ki jai, Kripa Sindhu Jai, Vasita Nam Bhava ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki jai. She is going to school now.
Whose phone is this? Switch it off, no?